this dude just heard me talk about all the alpha stuff, and we were talking about. Let's discuss. I thought you had nail polish on. A lot of times grapplers will have nail polish on because it helps protect your nails anyway.
Really?
But, yeah, dude.
Well,
man.
anyway, I'm new, so I don't know anything about grappling. So I get my ass kicked all the time.
Okay, so you're talking about the problem of staying in the middle.
Right.
In staying in the middle, the problem with that is
Things don't change. You kind of just coast.
and that you could be affected dramatically by people who don't know, by people who failed. You don't have any independence, those types of things.
Right, there lacks innovation, essentially.
And so this is with, like, I agree, but this is two different things. So, like, what I'm just talking about is survival. What I'm just talking about is, like, being good with you. And if you want to be being good with life, so staying alive, you do stay in the middle. But there's this other value that comes to humanity, which is so important, which is my decision, my choice. And if we're around people that aren't exercising those, man, you do become stagnant. And this is something I have these calls that we were talking about, is that we were saying that empathy is really the highest value. You could always say, food or whatever. But man, how my life affects you and how your life affects me is what gives us our value in a relationship.
I see what you're saying.
You know? And so, but what's important for that is for you to have your own thought.
Of course.
You know?
And not be so affected by your bias.
But if you are affected, right, but if you are affected by me or the middle or somebody, and you don't have any independence.
Then you kind of assimilate into this, like, pocket society. And
So how do you do that?
not be affected by that?
Yeah.
Well, I think it comes to, like, everyone has their own experiences. So I think when it comes to holding on to your own values, it really comes to, like, where you grew up and if you've had, like, these certain levels of...
What's a value of yours if you, like...
I think learning from every single experience. Like, since I'm new here, I get my ass kicked every day. I'm getting choked out, like, every 5 seconns, but, like,
Come on, man.
I'm thinking, okay, what can I not do next to get choked out this way? Then I get choked out another way. I was like, how do I not get choked out this way? Or arm barred, etc. So I think what makes people strong is not to come like, oh, I suck. I need to maybe go with other people that suck. I'm going against higher belts.
Dude, this is an interesting thing, and this ties into, like, all forms of learning, but for me, man, in jiu-jitsu, this is where it became clear. This is carried over in everything in my life. Is roll with people who are better than you, roll with people that are the same as you, and roll with people that aren't as good as you. And if I'm learning anything in life, if I can build that around me, it gives me the best perspective. But I got it through jiu-jitsu.
Right, and so when you, like, apply that to life, different levels, right? So I'm obviously black, you're white, we hang around with other races, people with different generations, etc. And you learn from everyone in that way. You learn from their mistakes, and then obviously we'll create our own. Then the next generation learn from our mistakes, and we build on top of each other.
You can tell me to shut this shit off, and I will not put it up or edit it out. But like, one thing that I always think about when it comes to race is people. It's like you get this with Black, Hispanic, whatever communities. Even now, white communities, like I know guys that'll say, like, the most oppressed man in America is the white man or something like that. I'm not trying to have that argument, but what I'm saying is there's people that are saying, like my perception of you defines you, and I think that is something which is an individual is just effed up. So basically, like, you as a black man, you're privileged, or I could say that.
Right.
And that's speaking for you. But it also fuels this whole thing of a history.
Like speaking your own truth, essentially, and trying to speak it into...
It's...
What makes it real is that you believe it. But it doesn't really affect me unless I let it. Right? So if you say, all right, you're privileged and this and that, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't, you don't know. But you treat me the way you perceive me.
Right.
And the way I respond is my choice.
Right.
But where the problems lie is you find people that think the same way you do, or the same way I do, and then we split.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where the issues lie. So I think what makes adults is realizing that people are different, accepting those differences, and then trying to find where we like we were talking about earlier. If you voted for Trump, or I voted for Trump, or didn't vote, whatever it might be. Like, okay, why didn't you vote? Oh, because I don't think it's worth it, because either way we both lose or something like that. I would say, well, the importance of voting is, A, B, C, D, whatever, right? Then you can say a mature person will go, oh, you're right. Maybe next time I need to educate myself. The uneducated person or the ignorant person would say, you know, I don't care. I don't curse on this.
No, you can, yeah.
All right, cool.
So what is the last thing that you learned in jiu-jitsu and you took out into the real world?
Honestly, just keep getting beat down, man. Just keep on trying. But even I learned that even before jiu-jitsu, but I was very humbled in the fact that I've been a pretty good athlete my entire life.
What'd you do?
I played semi-pro rugby for a while. Played in big tournaments out in San Diego. I started in Columbia, Missouri, where I went to undergrad, and played for a club there, a men's club, and got pretty good. Thanks to all my training partners there and just teams and just training in general. But I'm naturally fast.
No, he is.
So. But
your first day of jiu-jitsu, we rolled. Yeah.
Yeah. The Q&A, that's right. Florida, man. Choked out again. Like, what is this? But those skills help here, but I need to be more flexible. I need different tools that I didn't really work on before.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, well, I focused so much on one thing, I forgot to acknowledge others.
Yeah.
So my weaknesses. So I think in life, like, oh, well, you know, I focus so much on school, maybe I need to socialize a little bit more. You know, so I think it told me to focus on not only strictly my strengths, but my weaknesses as well.
Are you somebody that socializes a lot?
I did until I got into my master's in physical therapy school. So then, then it kind of just fell off. Then it fell off. Yeah. But I think it's important just for like my own mental.
Well, I think it's interesting because when we get down to like, if we are to say like, what are the born to be qualities of humans? Yeah, like reading isn't one of them. Sitting in traffic isn't one of them. Making videos or even doing jiu-jitsu isn't one of them. I mean, there's attributes in there, but what is there is like socializing, eating, sleeping, you know, how you're having relationships, sex. Those types of things are super important.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we repress them for our own personal ambitions, which is fine, but it just didn't.
And think about it, the way society developed is he who controls those things. That's the power, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's the alpha.
Yeah. You know, do you believe in the idea of an alpha male or?
No, I think that's just like a made-up term for people who want to feel empowered.
Who wants to feel empowered?
I think everyone wants at least some control
it's true.
Over themselves, but the weak person wants control over everyone instead of accepting them.
It's like the weird dynamic is people who are obsessed with power are people who have a fear of being disempowered. And why would you have a fear of being disempowered? Probably because you were.
You were powerless.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Good stuff.
Nice impromptu.
Do people follow you on social media? Do you have an Instagram or?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Mind if I put it on there?
Hey, go ahead.
All right. I'll get it.
Yeah, I was like, once I figure it out. Part of my non-socialization.